So we have the Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford tonight on Netflix. It's finally here. So my final prediction for the fight is Terrence Crawford by unanimous decision or a late round stoppage. Canelo Alvarez is the favorite in the fight, but what deters me from picking Canelo Alvarez to win this fight, I can't not ignore the fact that in Canelo's biggest fights, he has just not been able to get over the hump. He's either lost his biggest fights or he's squeaked by with a controversial win. We have Floyd Mayweather Jr. He enjoyed a weight advantage, also an age advantage, but he lost that fight. Miguel Cotto, a 35-year-old opponent who was beat from pillar to post by Manny Pacquiao at a lower weight, moves up to 154. Actually, the fight was fought at 155. Cotto gave him fits. He wasn't able to walk down Cotto. He did knock Cotto out. He had issues with Cotto's jab and Cotto's footwork, his angles. Also, you go up to Erislandy Lara. That fight was fought nip and tuck battle to a controversial decision. You also have the Bivol fight. He completely lost that fight. And so there you have it. In Canelo's biggest fights, he just has not been able to get over the hump. Meanwhile, Terrence Crawford, he's destroyed all of his opponents. He's looked more impressive on his biggest stage. He's fought and been more clutch. You think of it like football. You know, you can do great during this preseason. When it gets to the playoffs, it's a different story. When you get up to the championship games, it's a different story. You got to be able to deliver in those times, but Canelo has not shown that as of yet. Terrence Crawford has shown me that he can take it to that next level. This is going to be one of those fights where you have two explosive styles going together. Both guys will inflict damage on their opponent. While Canelo Alvarez has a better skill set than Errol Spence, I don't think he has that determination that Errol Spence has. So if Crawford starts to find his range and starts landing shots on him like he did against Errol Spence, I do not believe that Canelo Alvarez can actually withstand. I think he'll end up either quitting on his stool, the ref will call the fight, or I think his trainer will actually throw in a towel. It's kind of a crazy thing to think, but I guarantee the biggest narrative surrounding this fight is that weight classes exist for a reason. But there's two other sayings that people are forgetting. They're forgetting that class tells over time and that styles make fights. And I believe that this particular style suits Terrence Crawford more than it suits Canelo Alvarez. One fight that comes to mind is obviously Mayweather versus Canelo. We have Erislandy versus Canelo. We have Bivol versus Canelo. Pavlik versus Hopkins. Trinidad versus Hopkins. Diego Corrales versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. We have Diego Corrales versus Joe Casamayor. And in all those fights, it seems like the one that seems to be the bigger, stronger, come forward, power puncher, fighter that inflicts damage on their opponents with the knockouts. People are enamored with those kind of things. But the fighter with more tools in their bag, the fighter with greater skill set, seem to emerge the victor in those fights. Another one we always have is Chavez versus Pernell Whitaker. So for those reasons, I'm picking Terrence Crawford. I just think that this fight is going to be fought in a manner where it's going to challenge and test the will and strength of both men. And I don't think that Canelo Alvarez has that will and that strength to overcome Terrence Crawford. I look at what it takes for him to beat Terrence Crawford and look at what it takes for Terrence Crawford to beat Canelo Alvarez. And when I look at that, I just don't see that Canelo Alvarez has what it takes to go to that place you got to go to beat a guy like Crawford. I just think that will and determination is just too much. And that's my thoughts. And you guys take care. Falcon 74 signing out. Salute.